Hello. Now we're going to go through altitudes and orthocenters. Now, I think these are a tidbit easier than the previous ones, but we pretty much do the same thing. So if we're going to go and look at an altitude going from A to BC is going to be a segment that is perpendicular to the opposite side, but it passes through point A. So what we got to do is find out the slope from C to B and then find the perpendicular of that. So the slope from C to B equals, looks like from -3 to 1, they go up 4, and from uh, 3 to 7, they go over 4. So up 4 over 4, so that slope is just 1. So the perpendicular slope is going to be -1. There's not much of a reciprocal, 1 over 1. So now we have the point A. So y minus 3 is equal to, now we do our perpendicular slope, x minus 1. Great. So now we have 1. That's pretty easy. Next one, let's go from C to BA. From B to A, it looks like I go from 3. We go from 3 down to 1, so I go down 2, and from 1 to 7, so we're going down 2 over 6, which is -1/3. So the perpendicular of that slope is going to be 3. Positive, flip it over. So now we have a 3, and now to find the equation, it's going to be y minus, we know c is on that, so y minus -3. So y plus 3 is equal to 3, x minus 3. All right, so now we have our two equations. I like to solve for y in one of them to make it easier. So y plus 3 is equal to 3x minus 9. Subtract 3, so y equals 3x minus 12. That's our second one. And now if I substitute that into our first one, so I'm going to bring this one down, but now instead of y, I'm going to write 3x minus 12. So I have 3x minus 12 minus 3 equals -1, x minus 1. Now let's solve for x. 3x minus 15 is equal to -x plus 1. So if I add x to both sides, I would have 4x minus 15 equals 1. Add 1 to both sides, 4x equals 16. Well, look at that. We got a nice good number. 4. That's great. So if x is equal to 4, oh, that looks pretty close to 0. Let's see. So if I plug that into any of the equations, this one looks like it's the easiest. Y equals 3 times 4 minus 12. 12 minus 12, that equals 0. So our orthocenter for this one is at the point 4, 0. Now that's about all uh, we need to know about orthocenters. They're not super interesting, I don't think. So that is where we're going to leave off.